Everywhere. Hi.
Hi, hi. Where's Apelele? Yeah, your network is bad.
Hello.
Hi.
That's better.
Okay. I think Sylvia is having some network issues on that end.
Oh, I thought it was me, yes, because
Yeah.
it's also cutting on my side.
Yeah. Can you hear us though?
Loud.
Yeah.
Yeah. Aye.
Okay, I think she's pausing too much on her end. I think we'll be able to take some requests possibly after the first few questions. I'm seeing some requests to join. We'll be taking those up shortly after we're done with everyone. I think, Sylvia, do you try to assist your network, I think?
Okay, wait.
Okay. Because it's breaking a bit, and then I think from there we can just proceed. In the dark, it's not load shedding, by the way. It's my personal load shedding.
Your personal load shedding.
Yes, specially curated.
Okay. Just for you.
Yeah. Just this one is just for me. Serial didn't orchestrate this one, unfortunately. Okay,
Can you hear me?
just wait for you. Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay.
I can hear you. There's cutting a bit, but
Yeah, it's still from my side. It's buffering.
Okay, let me leave, then I'll rejoin.
Okay. Let's just wait up for her.
okie dokie.
All right. But hello, everyone. Just in case everyone who's on the live at the moment, don't forget to purchase your journal. That's the first thing I'm going to talk about. Get yours, and then also help support the cause, which also trying to pursue and joining the community. All that obviously As a teacher.
Yes.
Okay, that's better. That's better then. So yeah, good evening, everyone. How is everybody doing? First and foremost, I am the load shedded GP Langa. And these two ladies here are Usiviwe, Ashishi, and Apelele Kong. Right? I hope I didn't butcher it this time. I did not butcher it this time. Kong. Yes, at least. Yes, so mainly the discussion here for the live to actually happen is happening because of one of the actual podcasts that is actually coming up, which is a young woman inspired podcast, inspired by Usiviwe, and then also then co-hosted and co-inspired by Uapelele as well, right there. So we're just going to literally go over it as to how it really is going to be running, what's really going to be happening with it, and for you guys to finally meet the hosts as they literally are with us. There will be some Instagram lives possibly going on, obviously, in honor of the journal. For those who haven't purchased this, if you don't know how to, just literally contact us. Contact either Sivio or Wapedle as well, right there. I got my copy, but I got the woman one. I didn't get the youth one. So you know what? Anyone who wants it, I have a copy. I'm just saying.
Talk to you.
Yeah. So yeah, I have a copy for myself plus another one for that. So I basically bought two in those. So I haven't just really stated there. But yeah, I think let us really proceed into all the questions that we have, obviously, in terms of what is this podcast. But first and foremost, let's meet the host. Let's start from right. I'm just going to briefly, how should I put this? Just explain already for my end. I'm going to just start off on the right side from my end. Siviwe. And then in that, Siviwe is a second-year law student at EduVos, somewhere in between. Is it Midrand or Pretoria? I think I need to get that one clear. And she is one of the very same hosts, obviously, as I stated, of the Young and Learning. The idea obviously came about through inspiration of her and knowledge of her growth and how she obviously is a young lady from how I personally knew her, and to basically now the growth was so exponential that I was like, you need to literally just obviously overflow this energy to other young women to really also be inspired by the very same energy as well. So let's start from your side. Who is Usiviwe?
Hi everyone, I am Siviwe Refile Makadi Mashishi. I am a second-year law student, as GB has already mentioned. I am someone who is passionate about personal growth. I love facing challenges because I believe challenges are imperative for one's personal growth. And for those who know me, they know that I am a visionary because I dream big. And I feel like I'll leave more to be explored through the podcast. I can't give everything of me.
All right. So she previously just explained herself. I'm then going to go over to Apelele, who obviously, when did we meet? I'm struggling in memory. Last year, I believe, sometime. Through an affiliation that we once did in those cases, through the programs which I've ran before in the past. And then after that, I obviously then took over with a career insight interview. She gave a full insight as a founder of a fashion design house in Durban. And that's where she actually located. So if you want good fashion, that's her. It's on her. Ask good questions, I'll just put it like that. And she's a very young, inspirational woman as well, into those regards, whom obviously through having communication with her, and when she said that she wanted to really start something along the spaces of this podcasting, it sounds like I have this young podcast that's obviously happening, and obviously some of those things as they happen, myself as basically in this case, and then obviously to you as well, hand over that and to say that she also has that much impact in her life as well as to overflows. There would be a very well balanced with her driving her own path as well into those regards. So let's just get it straight from her. Who is Uapele Kong? I said a lot more.
Did you guys see my sister just run across?
Yeah, I did.
Sanibona. My full name is Aphelele Zaninhlanhla Isedi Chongo, but you can call me Absi. And I've learned to now introduce myself as a multi-talented creator and entrepreneur. But more specifically, I'm a blogger, writer, a designer, both fashion and graphic. I'm a singer, dancer. I'm just a lover of life, just to round it off, Kahle.
Appreciated to you both for those lovely introductions. I think obviously going to start off in this situation of saying this is a young woman's podcast, right?
Yeah.
We are obviously here to inspire, to be the guys, to obviously also be part of a community, to really inspire the young woman more so in Africa, but also on a global scale should it be. And in those cases, what is a young woman by definition to everyone here?
I'll start off. My idea of a young in Africa is someone who is strong, someone who is into her own, someone who is self-aware. She is someone who does not let society dictate what she can and cannot do. She decides what is for her and what isn't for her. She is able to try new things without being afraid of failure, because the true failure is in not trying. Amen. She is someone who goes for what she wants. She is the woman that she thinks she is. Yeah, that's how I would simply put a young African woman.
All right.
I love that.
All right. So an African.
No.
Just put it like that.
I was just saying I love it. I love her explanation, you know. Mine was is a bit more literal, in the sense of I broke it down into 3 parts because your question was, what is a young woman in Africa? And the 3 that stand out for me is young, woman, and Africa, right? So just to be politically correct,
okay.
Let's use the terms that have been defined for us, yeah? So a young person would be, according to South African law, someone who's younger than 35. But I mean, we all carry our young selves in our hearts. So is it all of us? It is all of us. And then a woman is an individual who identifies as a female. But also, it can be argued that female and womanhood are 2 different movements, but that's a discussion for another time. Make sure you tune into the podcast. And then an African is someone who is who's based in Africa, who is born of Africa, from an African, or relates to I'm gonna call it's the African movement, diaspora, but who relates to being African. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Love one of those descriptions in terms of an African powerhouse, if I can put it. But I won't say much. I'm not going to the spotlight is on you guys in this case. So what is basically the conversations that we're already supposed to expect from YAL? I think, let me just put it exactly in the 2K phrase here, to support our 2K host. So what is basically the conversations to really be expected from YAL in particular?
Yeah.
Okay. YAL. Okay, let's tell the people what YAL actually stands for. Yeah.
Yeah.
YAL actually stands for Young and Learning, which is the podcast. What type of conversation we'll be having? Our conversations will really be aimed at personal growth, aimed at helping women reclaim themselves, find themselves, and we will be surrounding conversations on personal growth, self-awareness, self-discovery, self-love, and so much more.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So no add-ons on that in terms of the types of conversations obviously to be expected in these regards.
Absolutely. It is centered around personal development, self-mastery, reflections, and the likes. Ne?
All right. I think that obviously that would summarize how our mission would really just go along into that, which is exactly as you just stated. It's obviously helping the young woman to obviously grow, and obviously be well emancipated from the very same noise that is basically surrounding them in this current state of time, right? So now let's talk about the one thing that obviously is mainly being pushed in terms of how then we said, you know what, this is not just going to be a podcast. This is not just going to be us having conversations. This is us saying, look, there are many podcasts out there. They exist, right? They might have a similar purpose and similar mission. But at the end of the day, we don't just want to be here and be silent and really just talk about it. We want to act on it. Now that's where the journal really comes in. So the journal comes in as a form of how does this journal really connect with the actual audience together with you guys as well, in this case being the podcast.
I love that. I actually love the way that you put it, GB. The journal is the action, ne? The podcast is the theory, kind of thoughts, processes, you know. So yeah, feeling about blank.
Okay.
Sorry. Yes. So the journal is the helpful tool that's gonna get you through the journey, your journey, and how it links to the podcast is the podcast then serves as a platform for us as ladies get now to reflect and learn from each other's journeys. So they go hand in hand like that. Wouldn't you say, Sibu?
I would say so. Remember, Abilal and I were actually having a conversation about this earlier on how the podcast is literally about creating a sister community.
Yeah.
Where you actually get to communicate. We actually create a healthier space on speaking on how we feel, reflecting, and just coming together to just build on each other, just to know, you know what, I have someone with me. I can go back, just listen to this person and just find myself that I'm not alone in this. And then you have the journal that really relates to the podcast so heavily because we have affirmations in these journals, and it's like I go back to these journals, and when I'm feeling down, let me just read this affirmation just to remind myself that I am who I think I am.
I'm that girl.
I am that girl.
Yeah.
100%. I love how it's basically put, because with the journals, if one thing that most people obviously realize, if you have your incoming copy, one thing that you obviously realize is the fact that you only have 2 quotes. Actually, let me just say 4 quotes within the whole thing, which is basically a paragraph and a mini paragraph and another paragraph and another mini paragraph. Just that is more sufficient to a point whereby you then put in your own quotes. That's one thing that I myself love really about it, because for some reason you get to organize your day, you get to say, this is what I'm going to do. You get to promise yourself and make sure that those promises are fulfilled with yourself firsthand, before anything. I think I'm basically speaking for everyone in this case when I really just speak on the journal. This would basically also help your habits to really stop that anxiety, to really have that, and to then start a little bit more of that engaging within the podcast in itself, because those conversations are then going to run around that, and you're going to be able to really get affirmations from each and every single one of these people. It's not just going to be quotes from anyone and everywhere. It's going to be quotes from you, and then sisters can finally they share that within Instagram and the likes in terms of the podcast as well. So I'm in love of the journal. I'm heavily also waiting for it. I only saw it via PDF, if somebody's asking. I've never seen it. Right? So just putting it out there. But then again, how does this influence come in? Like, let's really talk about, because we spoke about the sister community. Yeah. But how does this influence the sister community in these cases?
It starts off by building the sister community, because the journal will help us on an individual level, to better ourselves. And if we are bettering ourselves and we become the best versions of ourselves, imagine the magic that will result in us coming together, as the best versions of ourselves individually, the best versions of each other holistically. It's a positive, it's a holistic positive effect. I'd say. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Absolutely love that. Okay, let me see how I would put it. You know what I love so much about these journals? It's like it's your personal assistant and it is your diary all in one.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's like you get to jot down everything that you have to do, and then you get to reflect on how far is your progress coming along. And then you get the opportunity to share that with your sisters. I would love to.
Most definitely love to really see it. I'm really looking forward to it more than anything else, as I've obviously told this viewer. I was like, you know what, upon everything that's really going on media-wise on my end, this is the most exciting that I've really have to really come across in these cases. And having something like this and understanding how the building of good prosperity and good peace of a foundation really starts within a woman. That's the first thing that we 100% have to admit, regardless of your gender. In this case, you really have to admit that part. And admitting that helps us to really see the part going forward. And having that self-aware and that very cautious young woman is really much important, because we're coming into a new age. We're living in an information age. A lot of information is coming, a lot of things are coming, and a lot of confusion is going to happen. If I have something telling me that coffee is bad, and then something telling me that coffee is good, and something telling me that coffee is just okay, there's a lot going on. At the end of the day, I'm going to believe either one or both of them, or just all of them at some point. So that noise being extracted out, this is one of those tools that say you have an opinion that you can also have to yourself, and also then share it with sisters that won't really just decline your opinion, that won't just shut you down. They'll be like, oh, I like that opinion. I want to hear it. I already want to relate to it. Who agrees with this? How is this going? This is the beauty of this podcast being amalgamated with this very journal in itself. And I'm really in love with it more so than anything. As I've said, it's very much of a very exciting journey into it, right? So in terms of this, how can now the sisters engage with you guys? Because I do realize that there's going to obviously be some posts possibly on a weekly, and then some live that are obviously going to be doing. But then how does how do the sisters really now start to engage with you guys? Is it just through Instagram or what's going on there?
I'll view where you may go. Yeah.
Okay.
Really, we can do it through Instagram, obviously, through our lives as well. Also through TikTok, because it's also a platform, a very beautiful platform. I think.
And your favorite?
My favorite, actually, because I actually live on TikTok at this point, and I think that Appels and I will be dropping our emails just for our sisters who just need a chat to say, you know what, I've come this far, or I need help here, and we'll avail ourselves.
Absolutely.
For the ground.
Absolutely. So here on Instagram is the number one. And then viewers' favorite is TikTok. TikTok. My favorite is here on Instagram, and I've also got a blog, which speaks the same language as this podcast. So whichever one of those platforms you can reach out, and I'm like, okay, I don't want to say too much, but those are the best platforms.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. I think let's just take a few requests just to really get in terms of their views on the podcast and the journal more. So if they also have questions on how to purchase the journal. The journal goes a little bit further than just the sister community, by the way. It goes over to then assisting a good cause in basically giving, how should I put this, equal, inclusive, and quality education to low socioeconomic scholars, majority-wise in the Northwest, and going into Pretoria sometime next year as well. So it's going to really be helping out with most of those things, more so because we have a program that's dealing strictly with wellness, right? So it supports a very good cause as well, beyond just the podcast and that sister community. So when you purchase one, you're not just purchasing it for yourself, you're also purchasing it for the next generation of leaders that are going to lead the sustainable future in itself. So I think we can just take a few requests before the script is flipped, possibly. So there's that. I know. Okay, let's just take this one. I don't know. June 8th. Is it June?
June 8th.
June 8th. Okay, June 8th.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know how to. Okay, I'm accepting. Go live. I don't know what's supposed to happen, but I think something's supposed to happen. There's supposed to be magic or something. Yeah. Abracadabra, none. Okay, I accepted.
Magic.
Okay, magic is not happening. Is it me? Because I'm accepting.
Why don't we take questions?
Okay. I think let's take questions via the comment sections then. Any forms of questions from everyone there? Because I was trying to add to the live, not knowing that it's supposed to appear. I think there's supposed to be a 1 or something.
Oh.
Is there nothing? Anyone
You're reading the comments?
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
I am. Is that your mom?
Yes, that is my mom.
We love you, Mama.
Love you.
You've got a question, Bushe?
Okay. Any questions?
Okay,
we're ready for them this side.
Bushe said she's got a question.
Let's get that.
That's my baby.
Will there be physical copies of the journals? 100%. Yeah, well, actually, they are on sale as we speak. They are on pre-order. They're going to get on the 18th of July. There's also a limited design, by the way, which I might make permanent. I'm loving them. Two limited designs, which will be one. It's only one of three. So there's going to be three of the youth wellness journals, and there's going to be three of the young woman planners, which you can see obviously on our thingy, our page there. So you can 100% go there, go obviously to the link. I think one of the stories has a link. Just tap into that. You'll go to the tgn-edufoundation.org/tgn-edu-foundation-shop, and then you'll be able to really purchase your own copy for that together with delivery. But if you purchase with three more people, including yourselves, you'll then basically avoid the whole delivery fee and get it obviously for a little bit lesser than just having it plus delivery fee as well.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
We've got another one.
Okay, is the journal only for young ladies? No, it's not. We have the youth one, which kinda just is neutral for us. It's not. We're not saying it's for males. It's neutral, totally neutral. It's for everyone who says, you know what, okay, it exists. And then we didn't call it the young woman. We called it the youth journal as well.
Okay.
So feel free to do that, to get your copy as well anytime, and you'll receive it on the 18th. No matter where you are within the country at this moment, we're still basically printing most of them out. Anyone else? Any further questions? I just told me that the other person that was supposed to join is unable to join. So, yeah, it was just there. Any plans to reach young girls who are not exposed to either platforms mentioned in terms of? Oh, 100%. Trust and believe there's something that we're going to be doing. We really want to kickstart the whole platform. We're loading studios in Pretoria right now. Just a few hurdles happened. It was actually supposed to start shooting in July, but we're going to be doing it on Instagram for a while. We are planning to make a few tours with regards to obviously the schedules of OCVU and Apelele as well. CVU is a student, obviously, so we have to take a lot of things into consideration. And then Apelele as well is obviously running her own business in Durban as well. So we have to take a lot of those things into consideration. So we're going to do live podcasts. We believe that women's in August potentially might support. Very rooting for you on that as well. More especially with the journal, as I say, it's also going to be providing something like this. So we're going to be going into schools more so than anything, and some cities as well. With young women, some mini conferences to really inspire young ladies, and then bring in some other good faces as well that are very inspirational as well from who are also influential figures as well into those cases. That might be sometime in that one might be taking place in October, because these people are pretty booked most of the time. Yeah. Let me link to so we can. Yeah. Oh, the link. I hope I have just going to pin things, guys. I'm just posted a day. I just posted it now so that everyone can see it. Copy right there. And then not sure if this was already answered. How it was different from self, other journals honestly don't actually offer you this community. They don't offer you come sit with other sisters. They don't offer you weekly Instagrams whereby you come in and speak your affirmations and speak how your day is and speak how your reflections are going. You have a community here. You have people that you don't just write and be like, 2 months later, I'm going to forget about my journal ever existing. It is going to obviously exist every single week. After your weekly reflection, you're going to be here with the sisters speaking and really just engaging and being here together. So it's very, very much more different than any other of those other ones because of that one factor. It supplies you with a very, very good community.
Yeah.
Okay. I see a question here. Is there possibility for these journals to be available at retail store in future? 100%. We actually have a conversation with people, by the way. One of the good retailers in Clicks and Discount speak right now. We're just looking to get traction, get good support behind this, and then obviously line them to number one is going to Clicks store. The same is going to come after. So definitely they'll be available country at some time, I believe, when Clicks decide to really back us on that. I think everybody received the link. I don't know if you guys can see it there, just to make sure. Any other questions?
Yeah, I see it. Is the link not in our bio?
It should be in our bio.
Yeah.
It should be in our bio. Oh, I'll just. Yeah, I think you can just go to the bio, but I'll just insert the actual shop one so that they go straight to the shop instead of like just going straight to the whole page first.
Okay.
Right. So I'll just add this one to that so that everybody can just be able to shop there and then just get the journal a little bit much more easier into that. And then any further questions beyond that?
There was a suggestion.
Because I think they're mostly looking at the retail part of things.
Yeah.
That's gonna come way later, guys. But they're definitely coming. Trust and believe they're definitely coming. And they're going to be more accessible to everyone who gets that. Okay, receive the link. Cool. And then who else?
Did you see the suggestion to visit high schools and universities? I think it's
I did see that.
Yeah.
I did see that. Yeah, we're 100% doing that. We're definitely visiting some of those universities. We've got very good links with the Northwest University. I've got very good links with the University of Pretoria. Very good links as well with the University of Johannesburg. So we're 100% visiting some of those universities as a sit-down talk to really sit down and really talk about some of these factors as we really go into them with the young women. And just, it's going to be very, very great. Trust and believe. We're really, really looking forward to it and really looking to really impact as much lives as possible with these journals. And also hoping to make them available to school learners and how they can very well use them, because I don't think they're much more also affiliated with some of those things as well. Right?
Yeah.
I don't know if there are any other questions. Guys, keep the questions coming. I'm trying to avoid flipping the script here on me.
You can avoid us always.
Okay.
No.
Okay. There's a question. Oh, that saved me. Oh no, that's not a question.
Oh, thank you, Mama.
Okay. All right, appreciated. Okay, I think the script can be flipped then at this point.
No pressure. Everything
There's
is
no
love.
pressure.
Yeah.
I'm chilled. I'm chilled, guys. I'm chilled.
No pressure. We actually just have only one question for you. Yeah, Chippy? And I think it's the natural question to ask. Yeah.
Okay.
What inspired you to create this platform? Because this is an amazing platform. Yeah, for young women.
Yeah.
Male.
Yeah.
I know you have spoken about it. You have mentioned it before. Part of your reason why, but we're interested in finding out.
And the personal reason more so than anything.
It's a deeper dive. We want to know.
Yeah. Yes.
It's more of a factor of, number one, I raised young girls and my sisters. That's the first thing than anything else. So in raising young women, most of the time I really try to let me just say, try my best to really see ways in terms of how to inspire young women, right? And when I really, as I said, when I find people who link up with that, I really just try to really have that conversation as far as I can, to really see how we can really drive that forward. And as I've said before, I've had more conversations Novio, which is also one of the other people who obviously then inspired this very young and learning as well. Because I think like we spoke for like 2 weeks or something, right? For some reason when you found me somewhere on Instagram, and and we spoke for like 2 weeks, I think sometime in October, and within like the very same November, I was like, no, your new name is Big Sis at this point, you know. So suddenly there was a logo, 2 minutes, 4 seconds, there was a whole idea behind it, 2 minutes, 4 seconds, there was a whole name. And I was like, okay, I'm driving ideas, which is good. And basically the whole inspiration is really behind that. I've raised young women, if I put it like that. So it's the
Okay.
Yeah, nothing major.
Nothing major. We told you gonna be nice. We told you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for being so nice. I
That's
thought I was gonna get too many questions.
Who knows? We just might call you in later on other podcasts. Just
Oh my
be
God.
today we just take
Okay.
it
Now
live. Be nice.
You'll tell me. You'll tell me. And then I think when can they expect the very next live potentially?
That's a good question.
Mm-hmm.
That's
probably one of the questions we should have asked you, Mr. GB.
Okay. Next week.
How does that sound, Apelele, next week?
I don't know. I'm gonna have to consult my schedule. I'm kidding.
I see something. What were you willing to achieve through the project?
Yeah.
Obviously, what are we willing to achieve? We're willing to achieve a sustainable future with young women who basically can be able to cut through the noise. As I've said, we're coming into the information age. The information age has a lot of things going on, and a lot of confusions are really just going to occur. And I've stated before that regardless of how we put it, admitting the fact that the base of our society is always within the feminine genes themselves. So the main aim of achieving is basically us being able to grow those young women who will be able to lead and be able to become that foundation of a prosperous, sustainable future. That's apart from what the UN is doing. I know there's the UN SDG goal, SDGs, number 5. We're not really much on that, but it does exist. But beyond that, sustainability needs a foundation, and the foundation is basically this one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. Are there any more questions on that?
Going once, going twice.
Because I wanted to see that request, but it's not happening. Let's just give one person a chance to speak. Who wants to be live? Let's give one person who can request. Who wants to request? Who wants to request? I don't know if I'm typing. Okay. I think I typed it in there. Who wants to join the live? I think we're going to give 1 or 2 people to join the live an opportunity and just be able to say their piece before we really just cut out and disappear and possibly then see you. Should we say, nah, not a Monday, nah, Tuesday would be good, or should we do it again Wednesday?
We'll update accordingly.
Okay. All right. No problem. Let's see who joins. Or should we invite? Let's do a lottery. Let's invite someone. Nobody likes an opera
Of course.
video call, I know. Yeah, so
away. Stop it, GP.
I believe something. How did you encourage yourself when you were something new? Oh, I believe something new. How did you encourage yourself when you were trying something new? Who's this question at? Because this is something new. I think it's aimed at all of us. I think we'll kind of take into it. It is something very, very new. And how did I obviously encourage myself? How did I encourage myself? That's a very, very, very tricky question to really answer. But the main thing is, I believe that you really need to start. You can't sit and say, I believe this should happen. When you have the privilege and resources to really do it. That's one thing that I believe. Not going to sit and say, oh, this is supposed to happen. Somebody else will be able to do it. I am obviously male, but it's the viewers' questions. Okay, I am going back.
Spoken about this.
Wow. Okay.
We've spoken about this.
I digress. I'm out. Siviwe, you're here.
I will take over because I saw that you were actually stealing one of my answers because we've spoken about this before. So I'm like, sir.
Okay. But
I will take something that he did say, which was sitting down and realizing that you have to take charge of your own life and just know that with one step, it pushes you one step further from the point that you were actually standing. And once you start something, you only want to do more because you can't afford to lose all that progress that you've made so far. What pushed me, I would say, is I want to become the best possible version of myself. I want to look back in a couple of months and say, you really did that. You pushed yourself beyond what you thought you were capable of, and look at you. And it's also for someone else who's also in my position to be like, if she could do it, I also want to do it, and it means it is also possible for me.
Oh yes, you actually gave away much more better answer than I would have given. Thank you. And what makes you feel in control? These are your questions.
These are my questions. What makes you feel in control? That's a very nice question, actually. I feel what makes me feel as though I'm in control would most probably have to be seeing the progress.
Yes.
You know, I feel like actually, it's one of the conversations I've had with you, GB. It's like, when I wake up tomorrow, I 100% believe I'm going to see another version of myself. I step into certain conversations and it's like, I thought, oh my goodness, you're so different from the person that I knew from yesterday. There's the new person. And it just tells me that I am taking charge of my own life. I'm allowing change to happen for me.
Beautiful. How do you shift your mindset if it isn't working for you? Oh my God. The takeover.
They are coming. You gotta love it. How do you shift your mindset? I 100% believe that not everything is meant for you. Like, every day as we grow and progress and become better versions of ourselves, we realize that something wasn't made for you.
Mm.
It's like, okay, today maybe I am interested in reading this certain book, and then I read the first few pages and it's like, this, I don't enjoy this book. Why you allow yourself to read through the entire book if you've already seen that it is not for you? It is not, you are not failing if you say this isn't for me, because it isn't giving up per se if you are telling yourself, I am going to step into something else. And if something else that is new comes and it interests you, you 100% go for it. And you put everything that you have into it.
100%.
Absolutely.
100%.
And can I add to that real quick?
No problem.
I think what also helped is carrying a mentality. Yoguti, I'm either not taking fails as failure, but as lessons.
Lessons.
Yeah? I read once a quote. I came across a quote that I love. It says, "Failure is feedback," which that's exactly what it is. It means something needs to be changed. Something can be changed. Can be made better. Need to go back and analyze where could I have done better, and then do better going forward. You know.
Definitely.
Loving it. Any further questions? Which mostly affect young women? Do you think this can be a tool somehow to speak up? Wait. It says, as we are faced with GBV in our country, which mostly affects young women, do you think this can be a tool to somehow speak up? I believe, let me just take this first. I believe, yes, it can be. Think about this. Think about you being able to really not reiterate necessarily your problems every now and again, but really able to see women who are taking up strength, who are taking up power in themselves, who are obviously affirming themselves on a daily, and you are seeing these improvements happen throughout all these other young women. It will obviously encourage you to take up power. So I believe this becomes that very tool, and writing it down makes it even very much affirmative, basically, because you speak about this and you're speaking with the other sisters, and then you have to go back to your own journal and be like, I wrote this. I wrote how I feel about this, and they all wrote about how they feel about it, and they are basically obviously improving and basically being graced by that impact in their lives. Now I also have to start taking action. So the action starts being very slowly. It's something that we obviously also speak of most of the time as well. And I usually say, like, the small things, it's basically grains of sand will always, at the end of the day, will make up sand, right? It's all about the small impacts. The circle in which you see yourself around at some point affects you, whether it be good or bad. Whenever that thing that you think that is a very insignificant just comes in once, twice, 3 times, 1,000 times more, it becomes you. It basically puts you into that channel. So in a sense, we're corrupting you in a good way. Therefore, you'd be able to now start speaking up, really starting to really be able to really take action, find ways to really speak about what you're basically facing without really putting yourself in harm's way. Though obviously going to be that. That's why this exists. So it's there to obviously support in those cases. So yes, I think that's my answer from my end. Who else do you want to take it?
So in short, yes, Fred, yes, absolutely. Because one of the things that we are intending to build with this platform is fellowship. So yes.
100%. Love it. What can you do today that you didn't think you could do a year ago?
Is it aimed at me again or
That,
me and Appels?
that's you.
I feel let's make it open-ended.
Okay, open-ended. So what can you do today that you didn't think you could do a year ago? Should I start or the lead's going first?
Go ahead, lead us,
Huh?
our leader.
Lead us.
Okay. So what can I do today that I didn't think that I could do a year ago? There's a lot of things. I really didn't think that I'd find myself in certain spaces. One of those very spaces would be basically number one, because the whole young woman inspiration thing was something that I was planning to do possibly 3 years from now. And it just happened super quick. So that's one thing that I didn't think that I could do now. And the type of way in terms of how I was really able to look at and be able to really articulate the very same impact that I really want to put out as well. It was basically something that I didn't think I could do a year ago, right? So there are a lot of things on a personal basis, but those are the major ones that I believe I can basically put out. Mm-hmm.
Who's next? Me.
Yeah, that's you.
Can I please go long?
No
Okay.
problem.
Yeah, no problem. Mm-hmm.
A year ago, I believe I wouldn't think I would go on a live and allow people into my growth journey. And now,
Mm-hmm.
at a point where I am becoming this person, and I believe that this person could contribute to the society in so many different ways. So I want to give back to society that has shaped and created this person. A year ago, I wouldn't think my mindset could shift so much, but I've allowed myself to grow, and I feel like that is not something I could have anticipated to happen. I wouldn't have anticipated being a host of a podcast where I get to speak about something I'm passionate about, something that is there to uplift others, especially women. Just to remind, to be part of a sister community. Yeah.
Okay.
No, I legit don't have an answer for this thing.
Okay. We'll pass it. So I think the next question goes, what is a goal you want to accomplish and why? What is the goal that you need to accomplish and why?
My biggest goal right now is becoming the best possible version of myself. Why? Because I feel like if I achieve that, she has so much to offer, and I can't wait to give what she is willing to give, because I feel like it's just going to be an inspiration to someone out there to say, you know what, I can also do this, and who knows, they might do better, and I'm for it.
100%. 100%. Love it.
That's good. I'm so sorry. I missed the question. It's cutting on my side. I think I'm having connectivity problems.
I think it's on network somewhere, somehow. Something is going on with that power somewhere up there. But what is a goal you want to accomplish and why?
Whoa. That question blows my mind because I can relate with answer when she was introducing herself. I am a dreamer, a visionary. So I do have a lot of goals set. And what is your goal and how are you going to achieve it?
And why?
And why?
The goal that you want to accomplish, and why do you want to accomplish it?
Okay. Oh, no. Can I sit this one out?
All right. No problem. So how do you trust yourself to make big decisions?
Should I go first?
Can I? Okay,
yeah,
I will. How do I trust myself? I have learned, experience has taught me to trust myself, first and foremost and mostly. I was just telling my sister the other day, Wuti, trust your intuition, trust yourself. No one knows what's best for you more than you know. And that's self-doubt has been one thing that I had with a lot growing up, in my youth. I would like to think that I am in the higher percentile of the youth now. So so at the point that I am in, I just trust myself. They say trust the process, just do it. Like faith.
100%.
Doubts, not trusting yourself, doubts, that's all fear. And faith over fear.
100% fear.
I can't say anything after that. I feel like I can't say anything after that. But what I would add is, what is for you, you will know.
Yeah.
Like she said, it's about trusting your intuition. I feel, that's it. Let's put it simple.
All right. I think on my side, the one thing that I would say, how do I trust myself to make big decisions, is if I can plan it, and if I can basically have a system for it, and then if that system is capable of producing step by step and phase outcomes, then I trust my decision. If I'm incapable of doing that at that moment, I would not trust my decision. Right. So that's the one thing on my side there. So what has been the highlight of this initiative? What has been the highlight is, number one, having the journals happen and come into existence. Number two, actually bringing the whole podcast way months ahead of time to really happen. It was supposed to happen in October, by the way. So this is way earlier. So you can imagine how good of an initiative it is. So the highlight for us is basically that it's happening way before time, and having journals that are able to really become those very tools that will be able to assist young women to find sisters and have a community to really grow them into becoming way better versions of themselves, and obviously becoming the foundation of tomorrow. So it's on that side. Who else? No further questions.
No further questions.
Like nobody's asking.
Your Honor.
I'm just cancel. They'll kill me. That's all. My legal jurisdiction ends at bar council. Let's see. Are there no further questions there? Okay, I don't think there are questions so far. I think we'll, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you're typing, type faster. 0. Okay, so it looks like there's no further questions into that. So yeah, if you've just joined us, we're just about to leave. We were taking questions. But if you have questions, I'll give you just 5 more seconds, and then you can ask that. Buy your journal, guys. Go get your wellness journal, and make the best version of yourself, and also make the best version of the society in which you want to see going tomorrow. So the pre-orders are now available. Link is in bio, or you can just go to our stories. You'll see the link in each and every single story. There should be a link to how you can basically pre-order the book, and then you'll get on the 18th of July. There are 1 of 3 limited designs for both the young women and the youth. So basically there are 6 available limited designs that you can have for you guys to just have and win. If you basically do that, you'll be able to go in there. Once you purchase it, screenshot it, put it there, tag us, tag at TGN Edu Foundation and tag at Young and Learning. After tagging us, you can just say whatever you need to say, and then we'll basically take it from there by just sharing over the story. And obviously, as you go about, we'll then choose the winners as to who already won the limited editions as we just really go by it. And then by the time they are released, I believe I should personally deliver those ones. The limited designs. Maybe I should just personally design them. Personally not design them. Personally deliver them. Right. I think I should make it a little bit more special. I'll personally deliver them. And on top of that, if you're a young lady within those areas as well, you can get 60 rands off as well at Udoni's Cosmetics as well, to really just have your lashes or your nails done there as well. So you can have that. And then, further as well, you're going to be a guest right here on the next live after the 18th. You're going to be the first official guest before we bring in the other ones, because they're coming through as well, who are obviously going to have such conversations, and then you'll be able to see what is going to be popping in there. So thank you. Go purchase. We're looking forward to your purchases, and then seeing you guys on the 18th. For the winners, will be personally delivered to you by myself, by hand. I will come through, see you. So I'll see you regardless of where you are. I'll either fly, I'll be there, I don't know, but it will happen on that day. Trust and believe.
Okay.
I will make sure that happens. Yeah. So we'll see you then. For now, thank you for joining the live.
Thank you, guys.
Good. It's a journey. YAL. That's what it says, right? So it's a journey. YAL. Oh, YAL. Is it YAL or YAL?
YAL.
YAL. Okay. This one is YAL, not YALL. So it's a journey YAL, because YAL stands for Young and Learning. So it is 100% a journey into that. So we'll be seeing you guys. We'll discuss when we're going to make the next live. Stay tuned. We'll always be here to really just feed you guys in terms of what is. Some daily encouragements are coming. I believe from Friday we're going to be posting some posts just to really keep you guys going. And then you can keep commenting and then basically telling us what is and what is not, so that we can have fun. So we're looking forward to making that impact, making that change, and seeing you guys make the journal purchase more so. And then as a community, we'll grow together and line up with the young women more in particular. So bye, chilled. I'll see you from Usiviwe no Apelele, which you'll see more regular than, well, you can't see me, but still. So yeah. Bye guys. Love you lots. Take care.
Bye.
Its purposes. I can't say the podcast has a singular purpose. It is all rounded, to be honest. And I hope it does inspire, because I feel like that's also another purpose. It has to inspire people, young women to grow, become one with their self, and just to boost confidence. And to also remind a young woman that even though the journey is hard, you are not alone. You have a sister community to hold you up when you need help, and you just have people surrounding you, because I've realized that sometimes we struggle with finding people who we can relate to. So this is a platform to offer that, to offer a sisterly love, not just a sisterly community, but a sisterly love, because a love that comes from a sister is indescribable, and not many people can actually give that to you. So yeah, definitely that